I didn't even notice the time. My apologies. Okay. Let's get started. Let's do this. So, all this is going to be is just a continuation of the two beats we came up with yesterday. And as the description says, we are going to try to add an additional section to each, so an additional kind of like part of the song in terms of arrangement. So maybe it'll have different instrumentation, it'll have similar instrumentation, or and it'll be a different mood. Maybe it'll serve to lead into something with a little more energy. Who knows? But basically, we're going to create at least 16 more measures of the song, and those 16 measures are going to consist of a different kind of makeup of instruments and parts, and we're going to work on a nice transition between the two. And in addition to that, we're going to develop the existing beat a little bit more with some mixing and cleanup and effects and all that, just so I can get some pressing issues out of the way, which is what I was working on while we were in the pre-stream here, and I went a little bit over. Hello, I'm over here. My setup is not the most ideal. You see nothing. Alright, yeah, so if I'm looking off to the side of the screen like this, it's because, once again, this is where my chat is located, over here, and my production monitor is right here. Anyways, let's jump right in. So, I'll show you a little bit of what I've been doing. We're working on the second beat first, so the slower, sort of trap-like, but it's going to be sort of slow R&B-ish, but also EDM. I really don't know where this is going to go at the moment, so I can't really tell you a solid genre. Someone was asking in chat about what kind of style of beat this was yesterday, and you know, can't really tell you at this point. But I am doing some cleanup. I'm making first of all, there was a pressing issue that the kick and the bass weren't quite agreeing, and I'll give you an example of that in a second here once I put this automation back. I did a little bit of automation here. This is volume automation, and by the way, you can see these tracks are way zoomed in, and the way to do this is you go to the bottom here. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Alrighty. Oh, apparently it was already launched. This program likes to not work a lot of the time. No, I think pretty good. ProMath's pretty good. Anyway, so stormy outside. I get distracted easily. But I've made some automation curves here to help the kick and the sub agree with each other. Give you an example of why they don't right now. And the way I've zoomed in this track is I go here, and what I was going to do is zoom in on this point. You go to the bottom of the track, and your cursor will become a little upward arrow. When it does so, you can click and drag and make the tracks bigger or smaller. You can actually make them pretty small if you want to, say, hide the controls for one of the tracks. Like, you don't want to see all the clutter. Like, it'll go away if you make the track small, but if you make the track large enough, you get a little bit finer detail in terms of level with automation. So, like, I'm making this taller so I have more fine control of the height of this point here. And I've just kind of been messing about here with good ways to emulate a sidechain compression effect in Soundtrap. And the reason I have to do this is because compressors are not capable of sidechaining to different tracks quite yet to create a sidechain pump. So there might even be an effect for it, but let's see. Hold on. I'm not sure. I thought there was something. Well, you could technically use tremolo to do it, but there's nothing really here for creating a pumping sidechain effect, because you can't sidechain in Soundtrap as you could in any DAW, or as you could in any other DAW. They're getting there. This is a very early on DAW, and it's in a web browser, so there's limitations. But I hope sidechain is implemented pretty soon. That would make this whole process a lot easier. But yeah, I'll give you an example of why kick needs to be, or basically what's happening here is bass is being ducked in volume, is being reduced in volume, so that the kick can come through, because the kick has a lot of low frequencies in it, and also the sub has a lot of low frequencies, and those low frequencies will sort of clash with each other. And you think about it, high frequencies that are really like, it's likely that I guess what I'm saying is likely that stuff with lower frequencies is more likely to clash with other audio that has low frequency in a nasty sounding way, similar to how higher frequencies like let's say the minor second, or like notes that are really close together, or pitches that are really close together, or the sounding things that are sounding out of tune, or sounding really dissonant. That's kind of it's sort of comparable to what's happening in the low end, but it really just what ends up happening is you get what's called mud, and you get distortion, and you just get a nasty sound, and it just kind of obscures the power of like. Let me demonstrate. So the beat goes like this. I also edited the beat a little bit. Of course, there's this topper as well. But then when we introduce the sub, listen to particularly the kick heavy part here. So coming up at measure 15. I'll start at measure 13. You notice there. Did you hear that kind of that nasty sounding kind of like fluttery, just weird glitch sound there? Let me play it again. It's almost like it. I don't know how to describe it other than, you know, that's clipping distortion. So when that would be it going into the sort of the red. It's not telling me that. It's not giving me a volume meter telling me that it is going into the red, but you can hear from the distortion that it is indeed clipping. It is indeed going up a little bit too loud in that portion, having a little bit too much energy there. And yeah, and you get nasty distortion, and the bass or the drums lose their power because, you know, the sub's taken over. First thing you could say is like, all right, we'll just lower the volume of the sub, but let's say I want there to be a lot of low energy throughout this whole section. I want the sub to be this loud in the mix. Well, this is where this technique comes in. So whenever the kick comes in and plays its particular, that particular note. So we're looking at this bottom row of dots here. Or squares, rectangle, whatever you call them, MIDI notes. You can hear the kick sample itself has a sort of bass note attached to it. I'll play it again. Boom, boom, boom. So you have to sort of make space for that whole note there, that whole sound. So that's what this curve is. So you can imagine that the note is actually, if I were to go into my piano roll here, this isn't really going to do anything, but I could extend these notes out. And you can see here, this is kind of what the actual length of the kick is. And this is kind of a good way to demonstrate. So this didn't change the notes at all. You can you might be able to see that this is actually still 3 notes, but they're just really long. But a better way to demonstrate this particular point would be to do this, because what happens is once a MIDI note is triggered on top of another MIDI note, it cuts off the original sample. So even if that note extends, it won't keep playing. It'll just be cut off by this next one. So this is actually what's happening here, right? So I've got this flat line point right before measure 11 because there's 3 rapid kicks here, and there wasn't enough room to add some automation here. Let me just play it for you, and you'll hear the difference. So I'll play the I'm going to call this side chained, because that's what it's supposed to be emulating. Non-side chained over here. You can hear that nasty, fluttery distortion on every kick sound. But then if I go over here to measure 11, I mean, it still needs some work, but you get the idea, right? I'm thinking that these could perhaps come up sooner and then stay up a little bit more like this. I want a consistent curve as well. Let's hear that first one. Yeah, that's probably better. So I'm going to take that one and then paste that over all of the other curves, and then we should have a nice and then this can of course stay up, and then we can lower the peaks of all of them like that. Perfect. And then we'll paste a couple more in where there are kick sounds. So right here, I'm going to make sure that it stays up before that. And then here as well. And you get the idea. It just continues on. I'm just going to do this for the whole first section here. Make sure I lower the peaks. I'm going to raise the peaks of this one. Oops. Of course, I can only do it one point at a time this way. How convenient. Alright, and I think I can just copy a whole measure at this point, right? Yeah, because it's the same pattern. So then I can just do this. Copy. Paste. Awesome. Aha. I've discovered a problem. First of all, this curve is too far forward. I could probably paste... whoops. I didn't mean to do that one. Here. Let's do this. Let's go back to measure 12. I'm going to bring that up there. I think that's all I needed to do. Oh yeah, these two curves are particularly forward. I can just nudge them back, right? Yeah, like that. Let's make them rise up a little quicker, like that. And that. Maybe not as quick. Let's, of course, copy the same work to the latter half. There we go. And then we'll introduce the other the other stuff here. Here, let's go back and play this over. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I kind of filtered this up using an effect. What I'm gonna do instead is use an automation envelope here, and I'll add a hollow sweep to give us a high pass, because I wanted to take out some low energy in this track, but I didn't want to sacrifice that sound. So I'm gonna maybe make it all the way out when there's no sub bass, and then I'll just filter it up when the bass comes in as part of the transition, right? Here we go. Right now, these transition effects kind of sound cheap and, you know, temporary. So we're going to work on those in a second as well. But I want to kind of add something here first, and then we'll have 2 opportunities to add transitions in, and then we'll refine it at that stage. So what I wanted to listen for was this bubbly pad transition here. There's a couple things I could do right away, though, to change this, because kind of bothering me. I could add fades to everything. It's a pretty simple fix there, because so they kind of came in all of a sudden. And I'll add fades to all of them like that. Yeah, that's better. Okay, I think I have an idea of what I want to do here. So I'm going to make this arpeggiator repeat. And I'll add some sort of call and response. I was going to do a call and response with this lead pour, so I'm going to add an additional instrument beneath it. And it's going to be like a guitar synthesizer, maybe? See if I can find something like that. Alright, so we're going to add a new instrument. We're going to have to do that at the bottom. Alright, let's choose a different preset here. Let's do jazz, maybe? Ooh. Try that, maybe. try to do like scales on these chords here just to figure out what notes I have to work with here. So what do we have first? We have a... I'm gonna move this to piano. And play that as well. Just get a better idea. Let's get the guitar in as well, so I have an idea of where to play the responses. Okay, I could do something kind of funky on the second chord. So let's try some stuff. Coming up with something in my head. Give me a second. Maybe I'll get a better idea if they put this in root inversion, because this is a minor 6. Let's see here. So let me put that in at least the piano chord. That E on the bottom. Maybe I'll get rid of this for now. So just have I can hear the chords better. Ah, see, I can use the G major chord there, or G major scale. Right? Yeah, so yeah, I can use an F sharp there. Just like one chord, I could go from using this minor. That's the melody of the synth, right? It's a synth. It's not a guitar. It sounds a lot like a guitar. Something like that, maybe. So something for that last chord could be... something like that. Alright, let's put the call back on and the beat back on. And put us back in the proper patch as well. It's down here at the bottom, yeah. Okay, I don't know if guitar is the answer. Perhaps it is. I'll mess with some other patches here. Something like that. Okay. And I'll explain in a minute what I'm doing here. 2, 3. Well, I don't get much time, do I? Let me double this up. I've started to, but let me just double up the loop region here. Try this again. It wasn't exactly what I was going for either, so record. Now I can get this exactly right here. First thing I can do is quantize everything to the grid. I'll save you some time. Ba-da-ba-bam. Ba-da-ba-bam. Okay, never mind. Let's try... Let's try something else. Synths? Maybe like that. Starting to sound kind of arcadey. Okay. Let's just record. Man, I am struggling for ideas today. Man! Okay, maybe it's just not the sound. So let's try something here. Ah, whoops, not that. Let's cut off the end of all of these. Just keep that first. And then we'll maybe choose something a little bit less low key. Maybe throw some distortion on it to kind of make it match the sound of the guitar there. Needs less low end, and then maybe it'll work. Let's try applying the same thing to this guitar here, and then we might be onto something here. Buzz. I'll put that before delay if I can. Interesting. Okay, I can do fuzz and then a bit of delay. Let's put bite all the way up, grain all the way down. Not really sure. This is the sound. Okay, I gotta hear everything else too. So I think I'll keep that. I'll keep it like going like that, so it kind of fits, right? So it doesn't come out of nowhere. I'll keep it going as like a constant sound. So I'm trying to think of something that can lead us back into. Already forgot it. Not good at keeping melodies here. Oh my gosh. Let's try just recording it then. I don't know what I did there at the end, but I can just try re-recording it. But let's listen to what I have here. This I should rename this stream the melody struggle, because that's what this is right now. Some days, you know, some days it's just like it comes to you. Other days it's just like, well, what am I even doing? And it seems to be what one of those days. I'm going to give this a couple more tries, and then if it doesn't work out here, I will just switch to a different part of the song, and then if that doesn't work out, I'll switch to the other song as was planned. But, yeah. Oof. All right. I might be onto something here. If I started down here, of course my keyboard dies mid mid figure. Oh, that's fun. All right, great timing. We will continue on, though. We must press on. Must press on. Okay, we're back. We're good. Ah. Something like that. Never get it like the second time. let's go slow here. Maybe that'll work. Boom, boom. I'm not just like practicing. I'm trying to kind of get this melody in place here. I'm not even sure what I'm trying to play. Oh, hello, hello. How you doing? Okay, I think that'll work out then. Let's try this. Adjust all of these notes with the piano roll. I'm not going to waste my time trying to re-record it anymore, so let's just go in here and quantize all of this. So what I'm trying to create here is sort of a call and response between this. I'm going to move this melody up here so that it makes more sense what I'm doing. Okay. So making an additional melody to go alongside of, if I can drag it up here, this interface is not the best. Okay, so cheap guitar alongside this nameless track. Yes, I'm using headphones. I should rename this. What is the, why does this not have a name? Okay, hold on. But okay, whatever. It's a like a synth guitar. For some reason I can't double click here and rename it, which is annoying. Oh, here we go. Rename. Synth guitar. Oh, guitat. Guitar. And this, let's go. This patch ends up happens to be called cheap guitar. So it's totally not there yet, but yeah. So first thing I'm going to do is just extend all of these out. We experimented with cutting off those melodies early, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to slice out anything that's happening at the same time as these melodies, as these parts. Yeah, let's just re-record this. I'm very indecisive with my melodies today. You know, it's just some days you it comes to you naturally, other days it does not, and today it is the latter. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a couple more tries though. I wanna have this. I'll have something in place here. Let me try to think of it in my head first. Alright, let's just try those two figures. 2, 3, 4. Oops, I was recording over top of the other one as well. Let's try that again. Ah! Ah! Oh. Come on. I'm gonna move that because I got the melody right. I just want to move it back in time here. There's several notes that I kind of stacked on top of each other, but we can, for the most part, quantize these out. Gonna cheat a little. Da, da, da. Let me see if I can change the sound a bit. Maybe add some delay. That might help. Tune it down a bit. This might not be the right sound either. You know, I don't really know. I'm just gonna draw this one in because I know what I want to do here. Okay. Something like that, but that's just a start. Let me add that steady part in as well. Just copy that a couple times. Okay. These need to have a higher velocity to them, as well as these. I think I can maybe delay these a bit. Maybe these as well. Make them a little closer and more frequent. I'm making a syncopated rhythm rather than just a straight. I'm going to do the same thing here. So I'll just drag this over and change the notes. Oops. Okay, I was holding Option. It did not happen. Sometimes it is... You need to see that little plus. And then if you hold Shift and you use the up or down arrows, you can adjust notes up or down a semitone. So that's how I'm doing that. And for this one, I'm going to adjust this rhythm here. I'll maybe try this instead. Ba-da-dum, ba-dum. That's better. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Ba-dum, ba-da-dum. Like that. Da-dum. And then it could come back, but this time it would be on the downbeat instead. Maybe we did the same thing here. Just deleted some notes, moved some back, so that it was that. So that it was 16th or 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3. So it's just eighth notes, then an eighth rest, 2 eighth notes, eighth rest, 2 eighth notes, eighth rest. That's the rhythm. So like the beat is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1, 1 and 3, 1 and 3, 4 and. But the counting's not important. The music is, so I'm not gonna focus too much on that. That would be like a summer camp thing. Anyways. Yeah, that kind of helps. I should go up there. Nah, that was better where it was. Tell you what. Da-da. Da-dum. Let's do that melody instead. So. Okay, and then we just repeat. That could come in second half. And maybe the second half, these could all be shorter and doubled up. Like that. Of course, we'll have to adjust that melody for that section, but we'll get to that separate date or off camera. Because yeah, I'm going to work on a better melody off camera. But I just wanted to show. Well, maybe I didn't really want to, but ended up showing some of the melody creation process, and it's a lot of just trial and error. It kind of comes down to that. But a good starting point is if you know what chords you have in your song, you can play a scale over those chords, get an idea of what notes you have available to you, or which notes are sort of diatonic or not. Diatonic to the chords. So like which notes actually work, and which notes won't clash with it. And then you just kind of mess around with different arrangements of notes, and it's really just it comes down to a lot. There's a lot of factors that come down to whether or not you're able to make a good melody. And I guess I'm not meeting all the requirements. I don't know. Maybe the viewers will think differently, that the melody's in fact not a pile of junk right now. But I'm not always producing good ideas. You have to make some pretty bad stuff to make some good stuff. If you know what I mean. You have to just press forward and continue to make the song regardless of whether you think it's crap or not, because it's good practice. And the more bad stuff that you make, the more you will realize it is. The more you will find. What am I trying to say? The more practice you will get at making sounds that you actually like, and you will find sort of sounds that you go for and that you tend to like better. So I would say I'm not necessarily working in my comfort zone right now, being that it's this DAW and that I'm trying to create a style that I can't even name. So, but we're it's all about experimentation, right? So for the second spot, or the second portion, I'm going to switch up the beat a little bit. How much time do we have left? Okay, I'm at 12:45. I'm going to switch over to the other beat. By the way, this was created with the template I provided yesterday. I can edit it into the video description if y'all would like. If you'd like a place to start in Soundtrap, I kind of laid out a whole bunch of tracks and put some kind of basic transition effects on them and some MIDI, and made categories like melodies and harmonies. So like everything from here down is melody, here down is harmonies, like the chords and stuff, and then the bass notes are down here. Actually moved the bass up here because I was working in the sidechain effect, the volume ducking, so that's out of order right now. But let's keep working here. So I'm going to split this off so that I can work on this beat separately, and let's solo it here. So that's the beat right now. Kind of slow. I want to sort of speed it up. So maybe that fast. Okay, that could work. Ooh. Oh, they're pitched. I didn't know I had that option of changing the pitch of the sub of the kick. I might do that. Okay, I'll kind of continue that pattern along. Okay. At the end here, at this fourth measure, I'm gonna double it up even more. So I'm gonna boom cut. So it's gonna be 1, 2. You'll hear what I'm trying to achieve here in a second. Just gotta figure out the spacing. Sometimes I hold Option and it doesn't register it. Maybe I'm pressing Option after I'm gonna do another syncopated rhythm here. So cha, boom cut, boom cut, boom cut, boom cut, something like that. Or boom scat boom scat boom scat boom scat boom scat boom scat boom. Throw some fill sounds at the end. Yeah, nice. Let's mute this for now. I didn't know that about the loop browser. It turns out if you have your song playing and you press play on any of these loops, it will actually sync itself up with the project without you having to add it in. That's really nice, because I'm not satisfied with this synth guitar anymore. I've heard it enough times to where I'm sick of it now, and I'd like to change it out for something else that I can use with this cheap guitar, color response, and yada yada yada. You can do this where you can do it so that you have your beat playing. Oops. If you're if you're trying to find something to work with this, or maybe with this. I know that's not gonna work. not too bad either. Yeah. Okay. That's gonna work. That's it. That's the one. Wait, why did it... Weird. So it played the preview twice as fast as it ended up being on the track. That's... Okay, I've got an idea of what I want to do with this. So I'm going to have this driven repeater here, and that's going to be sort of my response. And then I'm going to go with this guitar, and instead of doing this complex, weird thing, get rid of that. That's bad. We'll try doing something similar to this. So. What I want it to be is so double that speed, because that's what it was when I played it. Okay, so that's easy to fix though. I just gotta double these up, right? Oh, you know what it is? It's an LFO. Okay, so I can go into the synth itself and change this. Tweak. Alright, I think it's the Saw LFO that's doing this. Let's solo this track. Let's raise the rate. Yeah, it is. Okay, there we go. You can fine-tune this as well. That's cool. And it could do something like this. Oop. Like that. Something like that, right? That's gonna work better than what I have currently. So yeah, that'll happen next time, because I want to transition to a different beat. But I'll go ahead and play through what I have here. Yeah, so this will be my response, and this will be the call, and this I will delete because I don't like that anymore. Goodbye. All right, yeah, and this can just clean up the project a little bit. I could even add some acoustic drums in, but that can happen next time. So we'll save this project here. And we will move to another one. Okay. This is the first one I did. You can see it's kind of got the same layout, same transition effects, because I used the template to start this. So this is the more trap-like future based sort of deal, but it's not anywhere near that at the moment. But I feel like I can get more out of this one than I did with the previous one. So first thing I'm going to do is we're not going to go right into this super open chord section right away, or super open section. We're going to develop into it. So we're going to have a 32 bar section, and then this is going to come in all at once. So that's going to move there. Beat's going to continue. We're going to have a little, oops. We're going to have a little, we can get rid of this MIDI clip. Leave that there. Split off this. Edit these notes. We're going to have a little build up with the drums here. To zoom us in. Let's hear how this sounds. There's probably other build-up drums as well that we can use. So sound effects. We'll look for drum like fill sort of deals. Okay, maybe not. So let's go to the drums category. Look through here. Basic versed. Versed? What? There were some particular ones in here that were good for sort of build-ups. Build-up. Hey, well. Really basic beats here. These are nice, but not useful for me. Looking for more synthetic like fill stuff. Let's look for build-up. EDM build-up snare, noise reverse effects. Ah, this is what we're looking for. Well, well, well. This will do nicely. We'll replace acoustic drums. We're not really using that right now. Okay, I will just use the second half then. We don't need those toms. I want to have that in there twice at the end, like that. Or maybe this. Bra bra. And then in this one, we won't have any hi-hats, but we'll have, actually let's, I know what we need to do. We need to speed up the hi-hat here in conjunction with the snare. And then make some open hi-hats. Let's look at this. That's nice. That's even in tune, I think. Oh man, which one was that? 16? Oh good, I put it in. Yeah, that'll be nice. I can fade it in. Nice. Okay. Then what I'll do is take a version of this beat, cut out all of the kick notes from it. Okay, I gotta go back to piano roll for this. Not sold. I'm not sold. Oops. Don't want to delete all of my work here. But let's hear this. From the beginning. Let's create a filtered version of this pad, or just filter the pad with automation. So by default, it's going to be a low-pass filter, so I can bring that down. Oops. Could have the pad out here. I'll have an affected version here instead. Oops. And on this one, I will add tremolo. See, I wish I could do that. I wish I could increase the knob over time, but it doesn't let you automate it in Soundtrap. Shame. Maybe I would reverse it, actually. I have this here and this here. I'll start it with the filter down. Or maybe I'll start it down a little bit. Have it come up for a little while. Have it come down for this section. Oh no, I meant it needs to come up here and then start down, because this from 17 to 25 is like our build up, or actually it's kind of 21 to 25. So this is more of like the beat drops out, the kick drops out, and do some more with the the more drum action up here. This trap beat isn't going to be the only thing. In fact, I can go here and take out the snare in the beginning. Split. I don't want that fill. Measure 4. I'm still gonna do the side chaining with the sub as I did in the previous project, so that won't be too hard. And this will also give me an opportunity to beef up the kick drum. So if here, let's unsolo the pad so that's not bothering us right now. We can get rid of these transition effects for now as well. Not get rid of them, mute them, I mean. So we're just listening for this kick here. What we'd like to do is try and beef it up a little. Ooh. I'm trying putting my drum kit through an amp. Yeah, it made it kind of interesting sounding, but totally not gonna work for this case. I can put a little bit of reverb on it though. I think it's clipping. You know what? Let's try a different kit. Switching it up. Swish. Ooh. That's not bad. Let's give that a try. Let's put everything in here. I'm going to have to unsolo so that... Yep. Nice. Experimenting with some effects here. Threading a drum loop on top. Let's play the first one available. Let's see how this... Come on now. Well, that's kind of about what I already have. That's nice. I will take that. You know, I'm gonna take it. Nothing stopping me. Let's drag it into this part. Let's hear how it sounds with other stuff. So what snare do I keep? I honestly think this one, the Brampton. I like the Brampton snare better than the Swish snare. Although the Swish snare, maybe I could alternate between them. The ones I have particularly on, let's remove those. That's better. And then all of these, I'm going to lower their velocity so they're not so striking. Yeah, that's nice. So, but that's not going to be so complex right away. I'm going to save that for measure 25. But in fact, we'll do some version of it. What I'm going to do, though, is cut out a lot of the notes here. And we'll just add more and more as we get along, as we go along. First of all, these can go. Keeping that. These can go. These can go. I'll just keep one of these and put it at the beginning. Split it so I only have it at measure 9 instead of measure 13. Yeah. In fact, I do want to have... What happens to the kick on this clip, though? Oh, you know what it is? It's there. It might need some reinforcement, though. We'll add it another track, or we could use the kick in Brampton. Oh, that's gonna quantize those. I didn't want to do that. Did not want to do that. Let's go to our piano roll and do it there instead. So 25. We'll add in some kicks at the bottom. You know, I don't know. Not feeling that kick. Let's look for another kit. Let's look for another kit. So we'll go to the bottom here. New track. We'll add in a bunch of kicks here, and we will loop just this track. Just ignore all the other drums for now. Okay. Just want to loop this small area. And let's hear what the kits have to offer in terms of kick drums. That's not a kick. Oh. Let's see if this one particularly has any other pitches available. It does, good. So I can pitch my kick drum. That's nice. It's, yeah, as I was saying, it's nice that they did that with these kits so that you can match the pitch of your kick drum to the key of your song. That way you're not your kick drum is in tune with everything else. So particularly this one is in G, so I want to have a kick drum on G. But that, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe I'll have something on B flat instead. So let's give this a try. So what we're going to do is go up to our drums with this, and we're going to copy over the electric drums track, and we're going to just pick, we're just going to pick the kick drums out of it. Yeah, so now we just have kind of a supplementary kick drum track. So let's hear this with this. And I can see from this it's lacking a couple kick drums in places. So what else could go here maybe? One right where I stopped. One and two and three and four and right there. Let's try that. So we'll do another copy just because I added some new notes, and instead of do the same moves, I will just copy paste, delete everything else, and now I have the new kick drums. I'm going to move this one back. Okay, not, not that. And here, I'll move this one back as well. Okay. Better. If you add this in, that did it good. That did it well. That added the power, so let's add it in the pads now and see how it sounds with this. I was considering adding back in the static pad rather than the tremolo pad. We'll see. Oh yeah, I had the blend with the strings as well. Maybe if I speed it up. What if I do like a crossfade between the tremoloed version and the non-tremoloed version? As I did previously in my first project, where I had a non-affected pad and an affected pad, and I crossfaded between them and got... Okay, so what we'll do is we'll start with this all the way up. Start with it more down than it is. Adjusting the levels of the filter here, right? This is what I'm... Depending on where this line is, that's going to determine the filter cutoff when we're using the sweep automation. So what I want to have is it constantly goes up, then it drops down at measure 20, and then this is going to... Oh, whoops, I need it to extend out one more. This is going to come here, and this is going to... We're going to do the same thing. We're going to have a muffled sweep that comes down, and then we'll do the opposite motion here, where this will start to come out of the filter. So you get sort of a crossfade between the two. Let's hear how this sounds. Oh, yeah. Oops, I'm not using the right chords here. I need to copy this part. Let's have this come in faster, like that. Actually, I kind of wanted to sneak up. That was cool how it like kind of came out of nowhere. And this kept rising up. Maybe it drops down a little bit right before this measure to make this transition just all the more dramatic. Maybe I'll add... Oh, I can't add two more sweep. I can't add another... I wish I could add a high pass on top of this. Wish I could have like a muffled sweep and a hollow sweep at the same time. That would be nice. But unfortunately, not the case. You can only have one at a time. Another limitation. That's okay. That's okay. We're working with it. Oops. I'd like to make sure that I have the right chords for my string track. And then beforehand, yeah. Let's bring in the other transitions here. Oops. Here we go. Okay. Unmute. Some sort of crash at measure 25 would be nice. Well, there you go. It's kind of stretched out though. Yeah, I don't know if that doesn't sound very good, does it? Let's look through the sound effects category. And let's look for another sort of rise up and crash sort of thing. Snare riser. Nope. Nope. Oh, that'll be nice. Let's use this instead. And we'll add some fades as well to clean it up. Okay, now let's hear it. The strings probably need to fade out, right? Or filter out. Then maybe the sub could come in the second half of this. The melody could get more complex. We can have bass. Of course, we're going to need to add the side chaining effect. We can do that real quick here. Add a volume line and look for where the kick drums are. I'm going to make a quick curve. Start here. Right at the beginning. So this point is where we're going to be copying and pasting from. And let's make a reasonable curve that leads back to about here. Comes back up. Maybe it stops for a little bit. Comes up quickly. So this could be our sidechain curve. Like our bass, our ducking of the bass. That's what you would call it when you get the volume out of the way for something. You're ducking it. It's not a technique that's reserved for music production. It's something they do in film too. When someone's talking and there's background music, the background music lowers so that you can hear their voice. It's called ducking the audio. So similar. So we're doing the exact same thing here. We're ducking the bass so the kick can come through. So I'm going to bring that down. So this is our whole sort of curve here. We might even give it more room than we need because we are way zoomed in. So maybe this curve could last a little bit longer. Like that. Because if we zoom out, it looks like this. But then again, we have kicks that are really close together, so we're probably not going to be able to get away with such a long... This would be kind of like a compressor with a really long release time, because it takes a long time to get back to its full volume. Let's make it release faster. Okay, that's probably good. Let's hear just the kick and just the sub. Yeah, so I want to experiment with that curve so that it's ideal here. Yeah, that sounds about right. Maybe we can get it even closer though. Yeah, that's gonna work. Don't want it too close. There we go. Oops, okay. And I don't want that fade out to last too long either. It's got to be kind of immediate. All right, now we can copy paste from this point. Do that. Do that. We're going to have to, of course, shape all of that. Whoops, didn't need to do that. Yeah, because see, now this isn't going to go all the way up at this point. This needs to come down, so then we need to zoom in here and get these curves to agree. This needs to come here, and this needs to come here. And you end up with some weird shapes, but just trust me on this one. I'm going to create a point here. Create a point here. That's an easy way to... Okay, all right. I figured out the ideal technique for it. And I'm going to just redo the whole thing because I just figured out the best way to do this. So, if you want it to be consistent, if you want to do this consistently, what you could do is make your curve shape for one kick, right? And then copy it as you would. And then before you paste it in, if you paste it right away like this, you're going to get this long kind of downward slope that you don't want, and you have to kind of create a curve and put it where you need it. But instead, or create a point, that is. Instead, what you could do is just make a point right before the kick and then paste it in, and then you'll get a nice quick fadeaway there. So that's what I'm going to do for most of the clips here, and I need to make sure that I am at the grid level where I can get a consistent thing happening. So I'm going to just go in and add all the dots now. Actually, no, I'm not, because it's going to overwrite them. Never mind. So I'll just add a dot, paste, paste, and then this one's going to have to come back sooner. So there we go. Paste, paste, dot, paste, and so on and so forth. I'm hoping that the curve sounds good, or else I'm going to have to do all of this again. Another thing that might help this out is if I change the sub notes at the same time the kicks happened. That way you didn't get like this occurring here. Wait, let me back it up to where this is. Yeah, I don't want that. I want it to change right there. So let's do that then. And it'll help clean this up. And I think I'm going to redo these curves. Yeah, they're a little bit too dramatic. Little bit too dramatic, but the process was there, so shouldn't be too hard of a fix. But we're going to adjust the notes first. So I say this though, maybe it's just maybe that won't work because they are cut. This bass track is following the rhythm of the chords. Perhaps then I could change the rhythm of the chords as well. Because if I change the bass, I'm gonna have to change the chords, and then that might create some interesting variation there. So if the kick pattern changes, the chord pattern changes. That might work. Let's get a couple chords to work with. We're going to merge these two clips because these are meant to go next to each other. In fact, I'm going to do that here, here, here. Should have done this a while ago. Select, and merge. Just to doing a little bit of cleanup, don't mind me. Don't need to merge these ones. Okay. Let's make a new curve for our bass. Oh, right, we need to go to where it starts. I'll make a new curve, and then I'll adjust the notes. So. Yeah, that's not good enough. That definitely needs to come in sooner. Alright. I wish I could, like, copy from this point. Wait a minute, let's just try this. Copy. What if I select this right away? Then I can just drag it back. Oh, that's that. You don't even have to create an extra point. All you got to do is copy this whole figure, paste, and then drag the second point back a little. Just make sure that you don't lower the peak because that's possible to do. Whoops. So paste, drag it back, yeah, and so on and so forth. Let's just hear this much before I have to redo all of it over again. Oh, whoops. Oh, geez. What did I do? How did that happen? That was not the previous. Oh, I pressed Apple X, not Apple Z. There we go. I might even need more. I might need more. See. Yeah, this is a fine-tuning. Lots of fine-tuning involved in this one. But since they're all generally the same, oh gosh, what did I do? I'm just gonna adjust them all quickly. Maybe the fade out's not fast enough. I'm thinking it's just that this needs to be extended forward. Okay, let's do something clever here. Let's use our loop region so that we don't have to keep pressing play, and we'll just loop the beginning here. Can I? So I can't go lower than a measure. All right, then I'll go 2 measures. Or I'll do that and then that. Yeah, you know what it is? I think the fade does need to be faster. That's probably a reasonable shape there too, so we can just do that. Let's hear these 2 measures in conjunction. And yes, I do see the time. I do see the time. Shorter. that might be the cleanest we've gotten it so far. Okay, so we're going to make a point here. So we didn't need to do that. There. Here it's going to get interesting. Oops. Ah! Darn. Gotta be careful. Select, drag. I'm going to change the note. Here instead. So it changes in line with that kick. And then here as well. I'm going to move this forward so that it lines up with that kick. Bring this across. Okay, let's hear this. Yeah, that's better. I'm at least going to finish it up to the end of this measure so I can copy it over. To the second half. Oh, didn't mean to make 3 points there. Okay. Copy. And paste. Great. Awesome. Doesn't sound too great on its own, but let's add everything else in. And then what I could do is I could take this whole thing and I could move it back a little bit because I feel like they are still coming in, the notes are still coming in a little late. So I could just take the whole automation. Okay, I need to stop that. I need to take this whole, I want to take this whole automation and just nudge it back a little bit. Like a so. And that means those transition points will happen far before. So I'm going to need to adjust for that by dragging these forward. Oh boy. I'm just going to do it for like the first 3. Tedious process, so I'm not going to do too much of this more on camera. But yeah, that helps. That helps. So yeah, I'm going to do that everywhere. I just need to bring back the fade out points. I say I'm not going to do it on camera, but I end up doing it. But it's actually rather quick to do, and I want to hear this with everything. I really do. I want you guys to hear it with everything because although this may seem kind of confusing at the time to those who are not sure what's going on, doing this process, making this volume ducking happen, will have a significant impact on the cleanliness of the mix. And yeah, you won't be getting that muddy distortion from the kick and bass playing together, and that will help a lot. And it will allow you to have a nice fat sounding kick, a nice low end kick with a lot of energy, and a sub bass on top of that. So, yeah. Another thing I need to do is boost the clean sub. I can't really do that at the moment because the volume is being automated. And if I move this up, see how it takes all the automation with it? Not exactly the best. So what I need to do is instead go into my amp, or no, the amp is going to raise it. Go into the dynamics compressor. No, that doesn't have makeup gain, that's right.
the EQ has makeup gain, so I can raise that there. Might as well do some EQing. I can hear distortion, which means we're getting near the limit of our volume range. So we're gonna have to lower everything down and make a cleaner mix of this. It would be easier to see what's going on, of course, in Logic or Ableton, where I have volume bars that showed me, how loud each track was getting. But unfortunately, we do not have that convenience, and you just have to kind of listen. But I know that clean sub, in fact, maybe instead of a boost, it needs a cut along with everything else, and then we kind of need to ease in everything. So, like, I'll probably end up taking all of these volume knobs back about like maybe 12 dB or so, and then just revisiting all of the levels of everything. And then when I do that, it'll make everything sound less squished, less compressed, and cleaner. And then I could do some stuff with pan as well. Yeah, once this is more fleshed out, and perhaps when I have a better day in terms of inspiration, right? This is just not my day. I liked this one. I'm liking this one better than the first. The first one I was just struggling to come up with melodies, and I can't even lie on that one. But some days are like that. So, but I'm showing you all of it here. Of course, that's not going to be in the final edit. Anyways, even though I'm not too confident in my results, but hey, we did something, and I hope y'all were at least entertained or learned something along the way. There's some good techniques. I mean, I did clean up both of the projects quite a bit. Just what I wanted to achieve was getting new sections in, and I did extend them, so I kind of sort of achieved what I wanted to achieve, but always want to have a little bit more, just a little bit more. So, but that's all right. Where's always tomorrow? And speaking of, we will be back here tomorrow with more progress on these beats, and we'll do it in a better way. And I'll do a little bit of off-camera work to get things in place. Yeah. So plan is for tomorrow to refine these beats a little bit more. I'd also like to revisit that one with the vocal chops, and perhaps continue that one as well. Yeah, and I might end up. I think it's either gonna be I continue the project with the vocal chops. I continue these two beats, but I'm going to end up continuing them in a different DAW, or use instruments from my own DAW, my own computer, and then import the audio. Like, I'll use some new plugins, because I'd like to show off some more, not just like as show and tell or whatever, but like just to educate you about what a sampler is, because I've got some pretty nice samples in my sample library that I'd like to employ for this project, or for these projects, and that could enhance things quite a bit beyond the loops that were given in Soundtrap. So on that note, coming back tomorrow with some more production action. Go ahead and swing on by if you'd like. If not, I understand. But yeah, I'll be back here tomorrow, 11:30.